Hmm. All right, well, that shouldn't be coming through wavelength, that's for sure. Testing, testing. I guess it is. What is happening? There we go. That's going. Question. Why is it not? That's game. Oh no, I mean we're back to the normal stream schedule, Kellen. It's the question is, can I actually get everything to work? Because suddenly my reaction stuff isn't working properly. Like it'll pick up this screen, but for some reason it refuses to pick up my other monitor. Ah, here we go. It'll grab that, so that works at least. Let's see. Done there. If I can just figure out why there's a weird little blank bar at the bottom of the screen, that would be wonderful. Yeah, for some reason, like my screen suddenly isn't working properly. I switched over to a different reaction set of things, so I want to be able to have my face, right down here. There's some other things I got to play around with and really make the stream setup look nice, but this is kind of where I'm at right now. The problem I'm having is like, does this make sense given that now that I think about it, usually I want to have my face, off screen of whatever I'm reacting to. So let me see. What about? Because I deleted the right one. See, that's what happened. Is I just made a whole bunch of errors when getting this stream starting. All right, but anyway, you know what? We'll go with this for now, and I'll fix them for next time. So hey guys, how you doing? I'm gonna pop into the Discord that I'm live, and we'll get this guy going. The first thing I wanted to look at is this rather funny article on Sasquatch, because it is just such a good example of. I mean, I haven't looked into the author yet, but I'd be willing to bet that Claire O'Reilly is a young white woman. Master student at Trent University. Yep. So basically exactly what I expected. Um, and she wrote what I would refer to as an interesting article. You'll see where I'm getting with this, but yeah. So let me just hit warning sign at everyone. I'm live to do a reaction slash commentary stream on Bigfoot and generally paranormal stuff. There we go. Send now. Ooh. My neck. Yeah, so, if I could get my headphones on and properly working. I'm not sure why, but for some reason, my Turtle Beaches have just not been working lately, which is frustrating to say the least. But there's only so much you can really do. Move you a little bit. What was I doing next? That's the other thing, is this audio setup is built for Helldivers, so I have to project my voice more than I would otherwise to make it work. But I do need to, of course, add in. I mean, that can be hidden. That I don't even know what that is or why it has audio to it, so we're gonna mute that, and then we're gonna hide it. Don't need webcam.webm. That does not need to have sound. And webcam capture also does not need to have sound. There we go. Now I can add this. Thank you, Jacket. Thank you. Yeah, it took me a minute to get back into the swing of things, but I think we're good now. Everything is set up. I'd give you a studio tour, but only what you can actually see is set up. So, and not even all of that. Thank you, Kellen. I appreciate that. But let me just get you guys in here an audio output capture so you guys can hear what I can hear. Gonna add a new source. We're gonna call this one Studio Monitors. Add source device. There we go. That should work. And let me go grab, we'll go to YouTube. Yeah, again, not sure what's up with, like, why it's not capturing my actual bar at the bottom of the screen, but hey, is what it is. There we go. Here's a video.
Going missing while your car is in a repair shop in California. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
There we go. Yep, it's working. It is working properly. Let me get my audio moved up. There we go. Yeah, it's just, I have everything set up in a different way now. Also, it's wild looking at myself. I'm going to make that guy a little bit smaller, and put him over here. But yeah, it's wild looking at myself from back then. This bar thing is going to drive me nuts, though. So, I've never had this problem before. It is very strange. If we just do that. Like, yeah. Make this boy a little bigger, because, you know. All right, come on. I mean, if it's going to be mostly YouTube stuff, like it typically has been, then, you know, it's kind of whatever. Can we get this guy generally centered? We can. What happens if I go full screen with YouTube? Let's adjust this so that that's how we're doing it. Okay, there we go. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. There we go. All right, well, we'll just do that. We'll do that for now, and I'll fix the reaction stuff later. Oh, thank you, Lusper. I appreciate that. No drinking yet. That's tomorrow. God. But I will hang on to them. I will drink for those donations on tomorrow's stream. We're playing Hell Drinkers tomorrow. So, I mean, that's exactly what you would expect it to be. You know, not really much else to say for it. I think I do have that set up, right? Let me make sure that I'm doing... Okay, there we go. Yeah, so tomorrow will be Hell Drinkers. And then today will be this. And I haven't really decided what this is yet, but I wanted to start off here. Claire O'Reilly, this is from 2022. So I think it's not exactly the same time that we did our Bigfoot series and we talked about this, but it's certainly similar. Also, you guys are over here now, which is great because my left side is my good side. So I can look at a side that makes me look cool and sexy. But yeah, so she starts writing this one off. And she says, J.W. Burns was employed as a teacher on the Chehalis Indian Reserve in British Columbia in the 1920s and 1930s when his now famous 1929 article, by the way, it was all through the 30s, it was until 1941, now famous 1929 article introducing BC's Hairy Giants, a collection of strange tales about British Columbia's wild men told by those who say they have seen them. In it, Burns anglicizes stories he sought from indigenous communities involving their relationships with what seemed to Burns a very mysterious being. Notably, Burns describes the thrilling account of an indigenous man pursued by the being, whose anglicized name he records as Peter Williams, describing Peter's account for Burns' settler audience as being that of a reliable as well as an intelligent Indian. As Peter recounted his terrifying encounter to village elders, they nodded. His account of their reaction to the story suggested that elders were aware of the being, but for some reason, not quite clear, seemed not to wish the story to gain further publicity. Burns' article, then, published very much in contrast to the elders' desires. So what we have here is a white woman complaining that 100 years ago, a guy who personally knew these Native Americans talked about the stories they told him. And she keeps saying, oh, look how many times she uses the word anglicized in the first paragraph alone. This is not somebody trying to actually respect Native Americans. This is not somebody trying to actually preserve and understand their stories. This is somebody saying, shut up, you white man, you don't get to profit from this. Which, I'll be honest, I do get offended. You know, maybe offended isn't the right word, but I do get frustrated when non-white people go and take Native American folklore and completely alter it to fit their version of, you know, what's really interesting. This is obviously not the same thing. If you go and you read J.W. Burns' article on it, as I have multiple times, you can tell there's reasons. For example, let me snag it from my other monitor really quick. Here we go. I have it up right now. So if we go over here, we go to Burns. What we see as we read through, let's see. Why, you might ask? I mean, Claire certainly didn't. But why, you might ask? Would the elders not want the story to gain publicity? She suggests that in this article, she is essentially suggesting that it is for some reason that, they kept it sacred, that it wasn't supposed to be outsider knowledge. No, that's not why. J.W. Burns tells us precisely why the elders wouldn't talk to him at first. It's very simple. The question relating to the subject was always, or nearly always, evaded with the trite excuse, the white man don't believe. He make joke of the Indian. So that's very different from how Claire is trying to portray it, probably so that she can feel better about some imagined slight that her ancestors gave to people that she never knew. So this is very frustrating reading through it. But I just found it funny, personally. I went to college with women like Claire. I went to college with, these bleeding heart, and it was all, and this is not me saying all white women are like this. Oh my God, white women. This is not me using white women as, a shield for misogyny, as some people might argue. This is me saying, I knew the girls in college who felt such an extreme level of guilt over things they had no responsibility for, that they would go out of their way to apologize solely for existing. And they would go out of their way to find ways to make other white people look bad. And in doing so, inevitably, almost every single time, they'd end up diminishing the experience of a native or otherwise, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Otherwise disenfranchised individual. They would say things that weren't true. They would embarrass people. They would infantilize and patronize. Every single time they tried to do what they perceived to be the right thing, they ended up making things worse because they just could not engage with the material in a way that was not inherently focused on their internal guilt over, again, things that they had nothing to do with, which is what happens here. She makes it out that what J.W. Burns was doing in telling this story was somehow revealing some sort of tribal secret, some sort of thing that, that we weren't supposed to know. Hey, those Indians, they're simple, but they're just like us. That's what she's saying. That's not what J.W. Burns was saying. J.W. Burns was saying, hey guys, there's all these frontier tales, all of these Native American tales of some sort of hairy man that lives off in the bush of British Columbia. We should probably figure out what's up with that, huh? Because you know what? J.W. Burns was an Indian agent, and he was an educator, and he spent, doing the math in my head here, 25 years, 20 years, living with and teaching the natives of these communities, specifically the St'elis people and the Squaw people. 20 years he spent with these people, learning their stories, learning their culture, becoming part of the community, and gaining enough trust from several members of that community to learn about their encounters, because they wouldn't speak to the white man, because the white man had a tendency to sensationalize and to make fun. And what Burns was doing, what he was trying to do, was take this story and say, no, you guys need to listen to me. You need to realize this is not some sort of, woo-woo thing off in the sticks. This is not some sort of crazy mythological thing that they came up with. This is a real story. It's a lived fear to them. It is something that is very real. Just like the Naka up in Nahanni, just like the Indian devil of the Yurok to the south. And he's standing there and he's saying, hey, all of these stories must come from somewhere, and these people who have been here the longest have them. We should probably ask. We should probably learn. And no, what happens 100 years later? Claire fucking O'Reilly decides, no, I know more because I'm a master's student at the University of Ottawa. I'm just astounded. I am astonished. Like, whoo-hoo. I mean, it is astonishing, the kind of stuff that these people come up with. And just look at it. With its publication, a being which existed as a lived reality for indigenous communities on the west coast of North America became mythicized by a Euro-Canadian settler. Here's the thing, guys. I've told the J.W. Burns story before in a video. You know what he didn't do? That. You know what I don't think this woman did? Actually critically read J.W. Burns' story or study any other accounts. You know why? Because she basically goes through, this stuff right here. It's, as far as I can tell, it's actually not Wild Man. I believe it's Hairy Man. Indeed, the very derivation of the term Sasquatch is widely considered an Anglicization of the Salish family word Seskak. Yeah, it's not widely considered. It fucking is, Claire. It is. You are doing precisely what you are accusing J.W. Burns of doing. Do you not realize this? Do you not realize that you are the one who's being disrespectful here? You know, and I gotta say this because nobody else in her academic life ever will. She is going to go through school, and it's going to be a parade of progressive white people patting her on the back saying, good job, you defended those Indians. They sure couldn't do it for themselves because they're all fucking racist, okay? That's what this is at the end of the day, and it drives me insane. Like, B. Ingram, exactly, neo-noble savage thinking, nailed it. You nailed it. That is what this is them saying, you can't possibly understand, you can't possibly make friends, you can't be part of this community, you don't know what you're talking about, you're just a white man. What could you possibly know? Not understanding, not realizing that Canada, in fact, has an entire culture of its own known as Métis or Métis, depending on whether you use the French or the Quebecois. So you have this entire culture of people who are, guess what, white and Native American. How'd that happen? White people went out to do fur trapping and trading. They ended up getting themselves into Native American communities, falling in love with the women, and their kids had names that were both anglicized and Native American. That's what happened. There's an entire community of people who are half white and half native, but she can't possibly comprehend, oh wait, maybe I should consider that, you know, this is something honest, something genuine, that this man really just wanted to learn the stories. No, it's got to be some sort of, you know, some sort of ripoff, some sort of cultural appropriation. Like, it's just so, and I mean, to pull this up and talk about the Yokut site, Painted Rock, as if that's anything. You want to know what where the Yokut are? Here, let me show you. All right, here we go. Ready? So this is where all these stories are taking place. It's right down here. Chilliwack. So this is this is the Squaw over, I think, here-ish. This general area, we have the Chehalis, or the Sitalis. There's like 4 different versions of the name. And then over here, we have Agassiz, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this general area right over here, Agassiz. That's where all the stories were from. That's where the Sasquatch stuff comes from, right? Up here. Just keep in mind. You know what? We'll take Chilliwack and we'll measure distance. Ready? I'm not positive, but if I'm not mistaken, the Yokut are somewhere down here. 1,065 miles. Let's look it up. Yokut. Before European contact. All right. Here we go. Central California. I was a little bit off. Yokut territory. 800 miles. What group are the Yokut? Ready for this? Related ethnic groups: Maidu, Miwok, Ohlone, Erlani, and Wintu peoples. So let's see, what language did they speak? A Yokudian. So they spoke a Udian language, or possibly a Penutian language. Here's the funny thing: you know what the Sitalis speak? Not any of that. Not Penutian. No, it's Salishan. It's not even the same language family. So she's here going, oh my god, J.W. Burns, it was so mean of him. He was so rude. He was so cruel. He was anglicizing everything. Meanwhile, she couldn't be bothered to look into the fact that the Yokut weren't the same people. Like, also, here we go. Sexlac figures were a lived reality for indigenous people whose significance can still be seen and felt. Yeah, you know who recorded that? J.W. Burns. I mean, J.W. Burns right here. Peter's encounter with the giant. Okay? This is not J.W. Burns saying Peter's accounting of the folkloric tale of the mythology that there were once at some point in time hairy giant men. No, it's Peter's encounter. Then down here we have Charlie Victor's story. Down here we have Point's story. So what she's saying here is this, you know, oh my god, J.W. Burns, he took everything and he made it all about him and white. No! Stop! You're harmful. You're actively harmful. Anyway, you know, I just kind of wanted to start off with that because I find it funny. because she has to slip it in. It's all the buzzwords. In this way, cryptozoology functions with Western settler colonial binaries. Or, hang on, cryptozoology is saying, hey, maybe we should trust the natives. They seem to have ideas. We should look into it. But no, it's all gotta fall into some identity politics bullshit where there's a victim class and an oppressor class. It can't possibly be that people have interests and they want to explore them. It's gotta be somehow an evil, evil thing that's going on here. So, that's just, I just had to start off the stream with something that bugged me while I was working earlier today. But yeah, that is all. Also, in modern media, Sasquatch is nearly always described as a towering figure over 7 feet high, hairy and ape-like. The possibility of Bigfoot looms unseen amid the boreal forests of North America, embodying the mysterious and magical, providing an other-than-human path to re-enchantment. Yeah, if you ask the average Bigfooter, maybe. Like... I mean, yeah, in modern media, you're right. But you know what? In Burns? Nah. 6.5 to 7 feet. Like, also, over 7 feet in height, hairy, ape-like. That's not particularly out of the realm of possibility. Especially when ape-like basically just means covered in hair. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to read through some of these super chats. Lost Price said, take my money. You know what, Contractor, good for you. I'm proud of you. Chehalis, to Alice, it's such a pain. It's such a pain trying to learn all of these. Sup, what, white boy, what's poppin'? This. Kellen said, we started the stream with a classic Mattis rant. Aiden is the white woman in the room with us. No. First stream in new studio, Mattis has an aneurysm. Yes, precisely. Imagine opening your voicemail at your workplace and getting this rant on a paper you wrote. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. If in your quest, all I ask is that in your quest to not be a racist, you don't be racist. And start treating Native Americans like they're infants or primitive. I mean, hell, even guys like George Washington didn't suggest the Native Americans were lesser than. I mean, if you go back and you look at what these people actually said early on, a lot of it is, well, yes, they're uncivilized, but they're not lesser. They're not inferior beings to the white man. Their culture, their society is inferior. And sure, go ahead, call that racist, discuss the morals of whether or not societies can be inferior or superior to one another. But if you look at what they were actually saying, it's not in every case, but it's not, oh, these people are lesser than us and that's why we have the right to conquer them. It was, our culture is better than theirs. That's why we have the right to conquer them. Not great, not ideal, but certainly a little bit different from the way it's often portrayed. This is, again, time and time again, the biggest problem that I see when looking at discussions of Native Americans from non-academic sources is this tendency to infantilize and to treat them like they aren't capable of providing for themselves and like their only identity is as victims, and it's not. These are people with vibrant, diverse cultures, with stories that are incredibly interesting, whose oral traditions go back way, way, way beyond any European oral tradition. Like, far beyond it. So we've got to be very, very sincere with the way we approach it. Otherwise, it's gonna go away, because they're not gonna want to share if they're gonna be infantilized. And unfortunately, they don't have often the resources to record this stuff. The Native American communities are largely very impoverished, and they don't have access to the resources needed to do these kinds of things. That's not saying they couldn't. It's saying they don't have the ability to because of the just immense poverty You don't have the ability to send people off to school to get educations in history and anthropology, and then to come back and to pay them to actually study and record it. That is something you can do when you are affluent. It is not something you can do when you're struggling to get by day to day, and when you have a problem with your own people going missing along a highway that is so well known for it that it's called the Highway of Tears, but the government you put in place won't do anything about it. So, all right. Well, anyway, I'm done. I'm done with my rant. Sorry. Whew. Anyway, yeah, soft bigotry of low expectations. Good point, Trash Panda. So that said, I thought we'd go back to, you know, some of the old stuff. Start off this one with a nukes, because there's you know, there's nothing like a nukes video. And then I figured we'd kind of see where we can go from there. I am kind of curious in the origin of Europeans according to the Bible. We'll have to look at that one. This is the Patterson Gimlin tape again, because I'm just struggling. This one I just want to see because it looks funny. What else do we have? The Weird World of Cryptid Audio. We'll probably get a look at that too. But let's see. This
For Frodo.
That's so loud.
Legolas!
Like, I love the stupid stuff. I love it. Oh my gosh. Woo. All right, but yeah, so for Frodo, but it's Frodo. Wait, this is incredible. What have I stumbled onto right now? Also, I really should add in a system audio to my my wavelength. There we go. System. Set that to, you know, system. There we go. Turn you down. That way I can boost that back up and I can just adjust the audio as it goes. Nice. I just need to see this.
For me.
And I'm coming with you!
I love this. I love this so much.
Welcome to Fun Facts of Myth.
All right, so do we want nukes or do we want the origin of Europeans according to the Bible? This looks like it's a legit page, so it may not be funny. My haircut onto Boromir, that would be funny. Let's see. New Nuke. It's not New Nuke. It's old. It's old Nuke. Nothing. I just saw it, McPherson, and I opened up YouTube and I was like, oh look, that looks fun. So I decided to look at it, and I'm glad I did. I remember this one over here, the Queen of Demons one. That would actually be a Do I want to get angry again? Do I really want to get angry again? I'm pretty sure that there isn't an origin story of Asiatic peoples in the Bible, but we can see. Either way. Why?
Scary things caught on camera.
Alright, hang on. Why is the nukes audio getting all funky? Properties. That's weird. This volume knob over here should actually be doing the job. Why is it not? Well, I'll adjust it on the fly. We'll see.
Sun vanished. So in last week's video on creepy Twitter mysteries, I talked briefly about the Twitter account The Sun Vanished, and I asked you guys to let me know if you wanted an entire video devoted to just that story.
Yeah, weird.
And the response was a pretty overwhelming yes, with over 1,000 requests and upvotes for a full video.
Oh, the sun vanished thing. Interesting.
So, let's jump right into it. The mysterious The Sun Vanished account first appeared on Twitter on April 30th, with the first tweet which simply read,
This one was just an ARG. Here we go. Here's new news.
Jordan Curran and his 2 children were enjoying a quiet night at an Airbnb in Anchorage, Alaska. It's late in the evening when the kids fall asleep in Jordan's arms, and he takes a video to preserve this precious moment. What happens next? Absolutely.
JD Petty? Oh, Nukes posted like yesterday? I can find new Nukes. Oh, yeah, he really did post like yesterday. 2 days ago. All right, new Nukes it is. Yeah, the European thing probably would cause a large argument again. Unless it actually is just simply the, yeah, after Noah's flood, Japheth went northwest. If it's that, cool. Like, we're all good. Yeah, that's basically correct. You know? All right, so, just really quickly, JD Petty, what do you mean? What do you mean I don't want to find out the sun vanished was secretly the author's thinly veiled fetish? And what recent revelations? What is happening? Is this the Alex Kister drama I was hearing about? Because, like, I'm still not totally sure what happened there. Where is my web capture? There we go. Can I configure video at all? I would like to zoom in a bit if possible. Ah, it won't let me. Deeply unfortunate. I could probably lower the... Here, let's do that. Configure... wait. Okay, let's lower the resolution, maybe. 1080 by 720. Ah, there we go. Now I can mess around with my zoom. I think. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then I think I can move you back over here. There we go. That's all I wanted. Except now it's a little too low. Now it's a little too high. No, it still feels a little too low, you know? Just right. Beautiful. Brilliant. Okay. Okay, so what actually happened with the Alex Kister stuff? Like, I saw that there was an allegation. I don't know anything further about it. Is there a video up about it yet? That's the Alex Kister situation, I guess. Why they're horse shit. A 2.5-hour video. That's a quick version. Dude, didn't this come out like 3 days ago? I thought this came out like 3 days ago. What happened? I swear to God, if I get a YouTube strike for this music, I'm gonna kill somebody. What happened here? Wait, what? What do you mean? Okay, you... What is this? Oh, there's 27 pages. Recap, here we go. He's a weirdo, has an addiction, he didn't want to get help, he stopped taking his pills and was a weirdo and only wanted to do stuff with his girlfriend. Then he became a manipulator, something bad person. He doesn't know how to use socials and skill issues. El Bozo, go get help. Okay, so is all of this from that one document? Which I'll pull up off screen just in case. I mean, already I'm seeing there are no screenshots for most of these because Alex would ask me to delete his old phone number, and some were said in person. They dated for 2 months. He would joke about stuff. He would joke that he would kill himself if anything they sent to each other was leaked out, and that he was a spy coming to destroy his life. Okay, so here's the thing. I mean, looking at that, like, I don't know what's in the rest of this document. I just know what I've read so far. I'll probably go and read through the whole thing and talk about it next week. But like, I don't know about you guys, but I would also be pretty uncomfortable if everything my girlfriend and I said to each other was leaked to the public. Like, it's just kind of private, and especially if it's, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, I also get the trust issues thing. You know, like, it's understandable. I also have joked that, like, I can never hurt Amanda because she could destroy my life. Because people would believe anything she says about me. She would never do that. He would tell me that he would, before we opened up, while implying fantasies. I mean, I will say this, so far everything I've read has primarily been, like, it's been weird, but I'm not seeing anything that's, like, predatory yet. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, again, I've only read the first 2 pages of this document so far. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this because I'm willing to believe it because YouTubers have a tendency to be weird. At the same time, people have a tendency to be weird about YouTubers. So, like I said, I've read very little of it. I can only comment on the little bit that I've read. So far, first couple of pages, a little weird, but didn't seem predatory to me. But again, I'll take a further look. Yeah, that's what I'm reading into it so far, is I'm like, a lot of this does sound like similar anxiety that I had growing up that it took a long time to get over. And thank God I was over it before I became moderately well-known, because, you know, it's just, it's hard. It's hard to be in that position. It's hard to be a young man. You get pretty freaked out about basically anything remotely related to a relationship. So I get that, but at the same time, it can go too far, and there's a line between, oh, you know, I'm just a little awkward, I don't quite know how to deal with this situation, and stuff where you should know, regardless of your level of experience in relationships, hey, that's not okay. You know, so there's, like I said, I'll read through the whole thing and I'll have an opinion on it next week. That said, we have 10 scary videos to cry yourself to sleep to from Nuke, so let's go.
Urban explorers from the YouTube channel Urbex Castronautica visit the historic La Plata Cemetery in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The cemetery was built in 1886 and is the final resting place of many notable figures. But while wandering through the huge cemetery's 12,000
Yeah, he should definitely stay off the internet for a little while, or at least limit his... I mean, so here's the thing. I'll be, straight up with you guys. When I did first start getting up here, it was nice to have the attention, from girls. It was, for the first time in my life, I had DMs. Whoa. Thankfully, I was able to... I was able to avoid getting myself into any sort of situation like this because I didn't date any of my fans. It's, you can't, at a certain point, it's one thing if, you met in person and they knew who you were and you kind of like worked through it. But I mean, I didn't date my fans. There were a couple of girls who reached out, who I talked to, who I was like, this is, I like this girl. It's pretty cool. And then in some cases I was like, this could be a weird power dynamic. In others, I was like, this doesn't make sense because of the distance. And I wasn't going to have people fly out to see me. People offered. There were girls who offered to fly out to see me. And I said, no, I'm not comfortable with that. And to be honest, it kind of seems like that's what Alex should have done. Is he should have said, I appreciate the attention. It makes me feel good. It's nice, but you can't jump into something with people who know you from your internet content. It's just not safe for either party. But yeah, here we go.
tombs and vaults, the guys stumble upon a crypt that has been vandalized. Their
I am not live anywhere else, no.
camera captures something downright chilling.
Están re abandonados, boludo.
Creepy. Very spoopy. Mausoleums in general kind of freak me out a little bit.
Did you see it?
No, actually.
Well, neither did the guys who filmed it. You see, after posting this video to YouTube, their sharp-eyed viewers were freaked out when they noticed a creepy little pale hand pulling back into an open coffin.
Oh.
Now, it happened so quick that it's hard to see without brightening the footage and analyzing it frame by frame. But when the footage is converted to a negative image, the spooky little hand is a
That is spoopy.
bit easier to see. Now, it's very unlikely that anyone could have crawled into that coffin to fake this. This crypt is very old and unstable, and it would be very dangerous for someone to just climb inside.
It's
So
also
did this group of urban explorers accidentally capture
It's also a really small hand. Like, that would have to be a child. I mean, if you look at it, like, to fit in the lower half of the coffin, and that hand is tiny. I mean, if you, like, obviously we can use these handles over here. You can't really see them. There's one right here. For reference, considerably larger than the hand. Like, if this is meant for an adult, this is definitely a child's hand.
this. This crypt is very old and unstable, and it would be very
It would be easy to fake with CGI. A good CGI editor could do this. Just two guys with a YouTube channel filming on their phones? So here's the thing, like, if they were filming this with, maybe this part was filmed with a full-size camera, but yeah, I'm skeptical.
dangerous for someone to just climb inside. So did this group of
And if you look at how hard it would be to climb inside of that coffin, you would have to work your way across those very rusted metal bars and then place the entirety of your body weight on just one or two of them, and then lower yourself into the coffin, placing your entire body weight on yet another really unstable looking set of bars, and then stick a tiny hand up like that to go and pull it back in. I mean, listen, you guys know me. I'm not typically one to be like, yeah, everything's paranormal. I was, but I'm not now. So you guys know me. I'm not one to go, it's clearly a demon. In this case, I'm genuinely a little confused. Like, what could possibly be doing that? Let's see. How many fingers do raccoons have? It could be a raccoon hand.
Of urban explorers accidentally capture proof of the paranormal? Well, as usual.
That's the only thing I can really think of, is that that's a raccoon hand. Where are these guys? Looked like a South American or Latin American country.
The historic La Plata Cemetery in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Buenos Aires, Argentina. Are there raccoons in Argentina? All right. As far south as northern Argentina. And where is Buenos Aires? All right. I mean, I certainly wouldn't call it northern Argentina. But it seems feasible that that could be a raccoon. So here's the thing, is I actually didn't catch it this time. Oh yeah, okay, so it's right at the very beginning. So you can see it happen. I'll put my mouse over it. Right where my mouse cursor is. Can just vaguely see it for a moment there. I want to see with the color correction.
Who filmed it? You see, after posting this video to YouTube, pulling back into an open coffin. Now it happened so quick that it's hard to see without brightening the footage and analyzing it frame by frame. But when the footage is converted to a negative image.
Alright, here we go. So what I'm trying to figure out is, where is that joint on the thumb? You know? Because it's trying to... So it's a right hand reaching up out of there, I guess. Yeah, so it's a right hand. And it looks like the one thing is that the thumb joint looks like it's way too close to the forefinger. It almost looks like it's right here. So I'm thinking raccoon on this. Because that's like the only thing that could possibly make sense here.
Negative image.
Whoa.
Negative image. The spook.
All right, hang on. I just want to. All right, so there's that. Raccoon hand. But it's just it's too small, or the hand in the video is too big to be a raccoon hand. Yeah, I would say raccoon. It just looks too big to be a raccoon hand. Maybe there's another rodent that looks kind of like a raccoon.
Negative image. The spooky little hand is a bit easier to see. Now it's very...
I am not a city boy. Why do people always think I'm a city boy? Grew up in the suburbs.
Likely that anyone could have crawled into that coffin to fake this.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's too big and too wide to be a raccoon hand, but it's also too small to be an adult human hand. There's no way a child crawled in there. It is starting to look more and more like they caught something paranormal.
This crypt is very old and unstable, and it would be very dangerous for someone to just climb inside. So did this group of urban explorers accidentally capture proof of the paranormal? Well, as
I do know what a raccoon looks like. I'm just saying that the closest thing I can think to that is a raccoon.
usual, you decide. You can watch this entire video over on the
Why the hand was a blob before it disappeared could be very simple. It's just camera quality.
YouTube channel, Urbex Castronautica. Trapped. In this next video, a man is taking a short video of a car that he's planning to sell. The vehicle belonged to his sister, who tragically passed away right inside the car over a year and a half ago. After sending the footage to a potential buyer, he gets an alarming message saying he should really check the video closer.
Hey man, here's my sister's car. Just wanted to make this video so you could have a look at it. Still runs good. She's a little dirty. She has a lot of miles on her, but it can clean up nice.
It does sound like there's
Here's the
crying.
front.
I'll admit that.
A little back. Here's some of the back. But I don't know. If you're interested, just let me know what you think.
Throughout the footage, the faint sound of a woman crying can be heard. The video was shared online by D's Dark Adventures and quickly gained nearly 500,000 views. In the video,
D's Dark Adventures. That sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar? Also, how does this camera keep changing angles? It's getting annoying. I want it to be a little lower down. Come on. No, now it's too low. There! See? Right where I wanted it. Okay, D's Dark Adventures. That sounded familiar. I feel like maybe we watched some of her stuff before. We did. Right here. She's the one that goes out into the woods and basically sees nothing, all while screaming that she's seeing things. Cool. So, would not at all put it past her to fake this.
video comments, many concerned viewers believe that the voice belongs to the spirit of the man's sister who passed away inside the car, and that her soul is still trapped, unable to move on.
I'd like to hear from the guy who actually took the video about whether or not any of this is true.
Motorcycle mystery. In the city of Cagayan de Oro in the Philippines, a motorcycle rider is driving down a busy road that is notorious for being the site of many fatal accidents. He is about to experience
Yeah, this is the person who went to a random Native American site at night claiming that she was going to see like Bigfoot or a skinwalker or something. Pretty sure she wasn't even in the right state for either.
something that is truly bizarre.
Whoa.
Someone appears to jump right into the motorcycle's path, but when the rider looks back, there's no one right into the motorcycle's path. But when the rider
Okay, so... That's weird. She's almost like just not there. Hang on, let's watch this part in slow motion. Even slower motion. So she just kind of seems to appear on the road. I mean, maybe this little light right here is her. But if it is, she's standing in the middle. She looks like she's standing in the middle of the road, yeah. Boom, boom, step, step, and then just gone. I mean, the one thing that's sticking out to me is how abrupt this line of shadow is, but aside from that, yeah.
There's no one there. But it gets even weirder, because the motorcycle rider claims that whoever this was, they didn't appear to have a face, only a strange dark blur.
All right, so I will say this much. Turning this into this is not a straightforward process of saying, hey, computer, enhance. Cleaning up an image like this, usually you just have the computer guess what it's supposed to see, but with nothing here, you obviously the computer is going to be unable to figure out what it's supposed to see. If you look at down here too, you get the same thing with the hand. So what I'm seeing is somebody wearing, and you can see down here too. It's kind of hard, but there we go. You can see down here it does the same thing with the feet. The feet are a lot more distinct in this version than in this version. Ooh, my back. Same with the hands, same with the face. So what I'm seeing here is this looks like it's a person wearing yellow pants and a white hoodie.
Now, many locals believe that the rider saw the
like they did
ghost of
this.
someone who passed away on the dangerous road. But if this wasn't anything supernatural,
So there are also all the stories of women in white that are associated with highways.
then just what happened here?
It does look like
Let
it's
me
an
know what
AI
you think.
resolution guess.
Open house.
Yeah, and that one, I mean, if the video was authentic and they actually did see somebody run into the street, I would say that the whole faceless thing isn't really relevant at all, because it's probably just a video glitch. Let's try and adjust that just a little bit more. There we go. Better. What's more interesting is that the woman seems to, or man, whoever it is, seems to run into the middle of the road. I'm not sure what that could possibly be. It looked like it was probably Brazil based on the name of the channel. So not sure, but yeah, that one's weird without the whole it doesn't have a face thing. So I'd be curious to see the actual, original footage and see if it was edited. It's all good, Pumpkin Bear.
Reddit user / realtor Sandra is recording.
Also, what's going on? Sounds like most of the YouTubers he covers. Yeah, unfortunately. That's the unfortunate part about Nukes, is sometimes he has really good stuff where he's covering, actual submissions. And then sometimes it's stuff like this where you're like, come on, man. Vet your sources.
Recording a tour of a 1960s bungalow-style home to show prospective buyers.
Ooh.
Sandra's filming at night in order to showcase the house's interior lighting. But it's starting to get a bit late at the creepy little cottage, and things are about to get weird.
Dude. Yeah.
Wow, it's 10 p.m. and my day was fully booked with showings of this beautiful vintage 1962.
Aw, she has a script.
Wow, it's 10 p.m. and my day was fully booked with showings of this vintage 1963 bungalow.
certainly wouldn't help the house sell. I'm not growing a Santa beard. I can barely grow this beard. As you can see, it's still a little line here. I'm trying to figure that out. You know?
Go ahead, do it again. You're on
Peace and prosperity be within thy walls. That's not ominous.
camera.
Also, for a house built in 1962, this thing is not in great shape. Like, I was touring houses built in the early 20th century, like 1900, that were in better shape than this. I also can't tell if Nuke's added the sound or if she added the sound. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're a real estate agent, you don't bring this up. Also, let me really quickly run to close the balcony screen door because it's cold. It's getting cold in Pennsylvania. Hey guys. Say hi to the people. Come on. Come on. Come say hi to your fans. Come say hi to your legions of fans. Come here, buddy. I had to go get the boy so he could say hello. Hey, Bubba. They love you. You're like a little mascot. Yeah. You're a little mascot. I gotta get him a shelf over on that wall. So we can just sit. Well, I was touring houses. I wasn't purchasing any. I have a very large tax bill to pay off before I can even comprehend buying a home.
Open this door.
And now the government wants another $8,700 from me because I forgot to file a loss on my 2021 tax returns, which means I owe them $8,000. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah.
Go ahead, open this door.
I will say, Kellen, I also
What's
thought I
that
saw the
over there?
shadow of an arm. But we'll see. I mean, if you're a realtor and you're trying to get out of realtoring, fake supernatural paranormal stuff is certainly a method.
Come on, just move the glass or something.
Pumpkin Bear, I saw your comment about a Japanese Spitz. They look very similar. They look angrier, though. These guys are a little more round.
Go ahead, do it again. I'm not scared.
You trying to get down? Yeah, this definitely feels fake to me so far. Also, I've never heard of a realtor going back late at night to get the interior lighting of the house. That seems new to me. Who's favorite dog? Oh my god. It's a smoke alarm. I'm curious as to where the smoke alarm was mounted.
The door suddenly swings open on its own, and Sandra is...
So here's the thing, Kellen, is I think I know where you were seeing a
Dorsum.
shadow. But if you see it, I think the shadow is her arm. If you look at when it comes around, it looks very attached to
Sandra
her body.
is spooked, but she gathers her courage and rushes out to see what's going on. A glass of water sitting
I will say this much. A woman who is alone in a house that is not her own, that sees a door open, typically does not go exploring on her own. It's not exactly the common sense thing to do. That said, people make stupid decisions, so...
on top of the fireplace shifts and slowly moves as if it's being pushed by some invisible force. But things get even crazier as a smoke detector suddenly starts to beep.
Now hang on.
But things get even crazier as
I don't see that thing moving. Yeah, I mean, this looks more like the camera is moving. Again, I'm pressing the frame by frame button. This looks more like the camera moving than the glass moving. If you watch the shadow,
force. But things get even crazier
yeah, the glass doesn't move.
as a smoke detector suddenly starts to beep before crashing violently to the floor. Crazier as a smoke detector suddenly starts to beep before crashing violently to the floor. With that, Sandra has had enough and just gets out of there. But there's also something else that is very creepy in this video. Something that only a few viewers even
Also, if you're there to show off the lighting, you'd turn on all the lights.
notice. So again I ask, did you see it? Right before the door moves, a face in the picture right beside Sandra seems to slowly darken. And then the creepy little shadow, Sandra, seems to slowly darken.
I mean, that's a simple enough thing to do in after, in post. Like, not really difficult at all. The other thing is, that could just be the focus changing.
Then the creepy little beside Sandra seems to slowly darken. And then the creepy little shadow fades away just as the door swings open. Sandra says that she's experienced several unexplained paranormal events in this home, but this was the first time that she finally captured it on camera.
And then it goes back to being
But
bright.
this was the first time that she finally captured unexplicitly.
Let's go back to the beginning.
It's 10 p.m. and
All right,
my day
it's
was
light,
fully booked
starting to
with
get darker.
showings of this vintage
Dark.
1963 bungalow.
And then it starts to get light again. Yeah, so I'm wondering if this was a clever editor in the background thinking, oh, at the moment the demon does something, we'll darken this face, and then as the demon moves off, we'll undarken the face. Hello.
Hi, I brought the guitar.
Thank you.
Where, Ellen, get your hand.
May I have it?
You have it.
Oh,
Hi, Archie.
guitar. It's been at my mom's shop for weeks.
Over a month, actually.
It sounds beautiful.
Yes, it does.
I don't think they can hear how bad it sounds.
Are you aware that you left the bedroom door open?
I did not mean to leave the bedroom door open. I had the door open.
Oh, then maybe they got into the bedroom.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Usually when there's no one supervising them, we leave the bedroom door closed.
That is true.
That was
Well, my thinking was if I leave the balcony door, I closed it
yeah.
4 minutes ago. My thing was if I leave the balcony door open, they probably won't poop in the other room, right?
Well, I didn't check.
Okay.
But-
That's my assumption.
Did you take them out after they ate?
Well, I let them onto the balcony. What? They ate at 6:45. I didn't have time.
Okay. Just saying.
Okay.
I'll take them out for a little walk. Soon.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too. If you come here.
I don't want to be on the camera.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
fine. Hi, Archie.
Come here.
Okay, fine. Mwah. No. Do you see your dog?
I do. It was not the microphone. The guitar is just out of tune. It does feel almost like a trailer for an amateur horror movie.
The top of the 4 feet before crashing violently to... But there's also some new viewers even right dark button.
Yeah, it gets dark.
Sandra
Get it.
says that she's experienced several unexplained paranormal events in this home, but this was the first time that she finally captured it on camera. We need scary videos. So if you see a scary video that you think would be great on the top 5, email us at
It's the problem is people go and they like... People will go and fake paranormal videos, and then I gotta be skeptical about every other one I see.
gmail.com. Flickr. Reddit user Sibseb says that
I'm sorry, Alex, you had snakes in your walls?
his mother is taking care of a young foster child at her home in England. One night, a TV is playing a cartoon in the child's bedroom, but the flickering light from the screen reveals something that the Reddit user and his mom simply can't explain. Something that is downright creepy.
I mean, it looks like a doll. Oh.
Someone seems to be seated in the chair. A small pale face illuminates
really
in the
does look
flashing
like a
light
doll.
from the TV screen. Then the face just disappears. Reddit user Sibseb wonders if his mother's security camera accidentally captured a paranormal presence.
I mean, on the one hand, it's very simple to fake something like this. I mean, CCTV footage is one of the easiest things to manipulate.
But what do you think this is? The Fond du Lac UFO.
Oh, I hate that.
Around 2 a.m.,
Snakes in the
Forrest
walls.
Abonale and her family friends are driving home to Fond.
Yeah,
Do you want to take a guess what I found in there?
one of them pooped.
Guess this.
Which one?
Here.
How do we know?
Because they were Archie-sized poops.
Have you cleaned them up already?
Yes.
I don't know that I believe you.
Okay, fine. Don't believe me.
You know why I don't know that I believe you?
Why?
Because I knew about the poops.
They look like Archie-sized
I knew about the poops, and I chose not to say anything to you.
Like
To see if you would accuse Archie of doing the poops. In reality, I did the poops. I'm kidding. I did know about the poops, though, and I'm pretty positive it was Ella.
They were like medium sized. They could have been really small Ella poops or really big Archie poops.
Yes, but they smelled like Ella poops.
They eat the same food.
Ah, well, their poops smell different.
They eat the same exact food.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I would wager they were Archie poops. Or Ella poops.
I don't really care whose poops they are eating.
Well, it matters because that means that one of the dogs is pooping in the bedroom. I haven't seen Archie poop in the bedroom.
You will be the next reaction stream.
The best part is she doesn't even realize that she's fully in view of the camera right now. You're just on screen.
I'm gonna go now.
I love you.
If you love me, you would make sure the dogs pooped outside.
Well, I mean, I did give them all the tools to do so.
Yeah, but they're
And
not.
I did close the bedroom door.
After you saw the poops?
No, before I saw the poops.
Then did you reopen the bedroom door?
Yes, I had to go in and get something.
So then you didn't reclose the bedroom door?
No, I reclosed the bedroom door. No, Amanda, before I knew about the poops,
Uh-huh.
I closed the door.
Okay.
When I went back in, the door was open. Which leads me to believe they opened the door. Only one of them is capable of opening doors.
Yeah, but one of them asks another to open doors for him.
We'll agree that it is Schrodinger's poop.
It could equally be Ella's and or Archie's.
They will both share the blame. 10 lashes each.
I had them on such a good schedule.
I was...
Thank you for feeding them, though. I really appreciate that. And it's partly both of us. I mean, like...
I know. I didn't have time to take them for a walk by the time they were badgering me about eating. They ate at, like, noon.
Aiden, it's literally okay.
Okay.
I'm just, like, a little irritated
Okay.
at the dogs.
Okay. I figured they've been figuring out the outside thing.
They have been figuring out the outside thing, but
There's a patch of grass for them.
Yes, and if you put them out there and put them on the grass, then they will use it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Well,
guys,
they did
okay.
it. They did it the other day. They were good.
Yeah.
I left that open for
Yeah,
hours.
that's
They
true.
went outside. But I was thinking we
here's
try it
the thing,
again.
If they had been on like 2 actual walks already today, then it wouldn't be like that big a deal. But I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
The fact that they had only been out once.
Well, they're out once was kind of like a long walk.
Like, yes, but it was also like in their doggy brains and doggy bodies,
I guess so.
like putting them on a leash and having them actually walk instead of like skitter around a patch of grass
Okay,
gets the bowels moving.
I understand.
I hate that this conversation is recorded on the internet.
Yeah, in perpetuity. Be here till the end of time.
I'm really angry about that.
Or at least till the end of YouTube.
I'm really upset about this. Ella's giving me the stink eye, and I don't know why.
Stink eye. What else might she give you that stinks? Forsooth.
Perhaps perchance.
Okay, I have to get back to my job.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. You're the one that kept this argument going. I love you.
Love you too. By the end of this, Aiden is going to have to poop outside.
That is a beautiful comment.
On today's episode of the Lore Lodge, we find out who the hell pooped and if the Michigan police are covering it up.
Comments are gold.
Amanda, yell, there's a turd here I missed, and proceed to sperry Aiden and toss paper towel on him.
Yes.
I think they meant spray. I'm the poop. Okay, got it. One person says that he took the poops. He did the poops. Yeah, I have different questions now. Ah! Christiana Vance says she works with dogs and they absolutely can eat the same food and smell and look different in the poopy times. Oh yeah, we've been trying to avoid them being able to scent the room in any way.
Fond du Lac, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Whoa! Who is fondling lakes in Saskatchewan, Canada?
Suddenly, Florissa spots something very
Florissa,
odd
what a
in
name.
the night sky.
It looks like a UFO, right? That's a UFO. Oh, Christian. It's just staying right there. Look, it's just above there. Are you recording it? Yeah. That's a UFO. You can just see it. Well, hiding on.
I mean, it could also be a helicopter.
Bro, you can just see it. It's like the round. Just keep recording it. It's only on YouTube. It won't expire.
Everyone is shocked as they witness a strange circular object with flashing lights soaring through the sky. Florissa's mother posted the video to Facebook, and friends and local residents immediately began to respond that they too have seen the strange UFO. Eyewitness reports in the thread go all the way back to January 1990. So just what could this mysterious flying object be? Let me know what you think
I mean, it's probably experimental aircraft.
down in the comments. Follower.
UFO videos are almost always either CGI or experimental aircraft. Occasionally, you can't really tell.
Nick Perry.
That's exactly how close is the nearest Air Force base. Well, we can find out. I tried to spell Saskatchewan. Let's see. So they were up here at Fond du Lac. Looks like the nearest is down here. But that doesn't, you know, doesn't exactly preclude the possibility that it was a test launch. I mean, this is several hundred miles. It's an hour's work for a modern jet aircraft. Less if you're a jet fighter.
He says that late one night he was driving down the allegedly haunted Dyers Lane Road in Roseville, California. He says that he saw an ominous dark shadow figure appear in the middle of the road. Nick believes that this dark entity followed him home and says that he now experiences terrifying paranormal activity. So back in 2022, I shared Nick's story on Nuke's Top 5, along with some of the scary footage that he had captured.
Yeah, that's the thing is I feel like it was probably just a helicopter. Like, the video quality made it really low, but if you look at it, a winged helicopter.
Now, in the last 2 years since those videos were recorded, Nick Perry has moved to a new house.
It's a hell of a name he's got for his channel.
In a new city, but he believes that the dark entity has followed him.
I just got home, and as I was walking in, I heard some banging noises in here. So that's why I'm setting up the camera right now to find out, you know, what the f it is. Max, shut up. There's nobody here.
I mean, it looks like there's a person standing there.
I was up against the f***ing wall.
Nick decides to leave several cameras recording when he's away from home. When he reviews his footage, he is shocked.
So, looking at the angle here, there's plenty of space for somebody to be hanging out down here to open that door from below and fling it. Definitely closes a little fast, but you never know. That's a little weirder. That footstep cadence sounds weird. Sounds like a you know? Like it's a like it almost sounds like there's some kind of like second impact with each one. Are you guys hearing it? Like almost sounds clawed. Yeah, it could be a dog, but his dog was pretty small.
Nick says that he's reached out to several churches and religious authorities, but no one has helped him. As of today, Nick says that he continues to experience paranormal events in and around his home. He shares his dark experiences.
Like that little dog. Then again, setting up a security camera on a tripod while you're not home is a little odd. And based on the fact that it didn't shatter when it hit the ground, it seems like it was probably a phone. So I would wonder if he was actually out of the house at all.
Over on his YouTube channel, Mimic. Leandro from Buenos Aires, Argentina says that he began to experience strange, unexplained events only weeks after moving into his new home. He says that he would often discover that many of his belongings had been inexplicably moved into the house's bathroom. Leandro installed a security camera to see what's been going on. But late one night, he captures something more than he bargained for.
These people always have the dustiest houses. Da Mimic.
¡Sos hijo de puta!
Leandro is completely unnerved by the strange paranormal experience. He decides to check into the history of his new home for answers. He is horrified when he discovers that in the 1950s, a family of 4 passed away in a tragic fire on the very same land where his house now sits. Another night, and Leandro has his friend Daniel over. And once again, shit goes sideways. On night when he just Leandro.
I'm just trying to figure out the layout of this dude's house. Because he gets out of bed and goes into the bathroom. And this appears to be a door to the outside. And this appears to be a wall down here. So I'm wondering where the rest of the house is.
Leandro is completely unnerved by this. He discovers the end.
Definitely a person walking past outside in this one.
A mysterious white figure can be seen passing by the window just outside Leandro's home. Then the items sitting on the nightstand get launched into the air by an invisible force. and Leandro and his friend Daniel jump up in shock. And now, this is when things get jump up in shock. An invisible home. Then the items sitting on the nightstand get lost.
I'm gonna take him for a walk.
Okay. Kick it over.
Okay, I take him for a walk.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
Launched into
She is voicing her opinions all right. South American houses are built like this? Weird.
Archie's eyes look terrifying on camera right now.
Oh yeah, not great.
the air by an invisible force, and Leandro and his friend Daniel jump up.
Like, where's that start? That's such a weird pattern. It almost looks like something gets pulled. Like, at first it looked like it exploded. Here it looks like something gets pulled.
Up in shock. And now this...
Like, there was, like, as if there was somebody behind the bed.
This is when things get really strange. Because Leandro claims that after this incident, the spirit that haunts his house actually began to imitate or mimic the sound of his friend Daniel's voice.
Son las 3 de la mañana de nuevo y esto es lo que yo, con lo que yo convivo desde hace meses. Con esto yo convivo hace meses. Siempre que grabo,
Daniel haunts Billy Strip in shock.
It's in the bathroom. That is the bathroom door.
Vos no sos Daniel. Vos no sos Daniel, esa no es tu voz. Vos no sos Daniel, esa no es tu voz. Daniel se fue hace meses del país. Vos no sos Daniel.
There's just so much information being given here. It's clearly written, it's scripted.
Si querés lastimarme, salí y lastimame ahora. Ya. Déjame de joder. Déjame de joder.
You think he slaps upward on the box? Where's his hand at? Yeah.
And get launched by the window just outside Leandro's home. Then the items sitting on the nightstand get launched by the window just outside Leandro's home. Then the items...
I just want to catch the movement. I mean, I will say there's like no movement from him, and we can see where his arm comes from. Yeah, so it's not whoever's on the bed, whether that's Leandro or Daniel. It's not him hitting it. Because there's just no movement, you know? You can see his hand is right here. Whatever it is, it looks like something pulls it from this direction.
And get launched into the air by an Leandro's home. Then the items sitting on the nightstand get launched into the air by an invisible force. And Leandro and his friend Daniel
don't get me wrong, there's stuff like
in shock.
There's stuff like compressed air that you could use.
And now, this is when things get really strange. Because Leandro claims that after this incident, the spirit that haunts his house actually began to imitate or mimic the sound of his friend Daniel's voice.
Son las 3 de la mañana de tu voz del país. Salí y lastimame ahora. Ya. Déjame de joder. Déjame de joder. Déjame de joder. Déjame de joder.
Very, very obvious cut. Screen goes full black for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3 frames of complete black. And then suddenly the whole thing is illuminated? No. Yeah, this is fake.
Si no puedo vivir, ya no puedo vivir así. Ya no puedo vivir sin su concha de su madre. Ya no puedo vivir sin su concha de su madre. Yo no tengo más miedo. No tengo más miedo. Oh, yo así no puedo vivir. Así no puedo seguir.
Leandro says that he's had more than enough of the strange supernatural activity in his new home. But is it real? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You
Go with
decide.
elaborate hoax.
Footprints. A woman named Kat lives in a remote area near the woods in Pennsylvania. One freezing cold morning around 4 a.m., Kat wakes up to find a light dusting of snow covering the ground outside. But then she notices something just outside her back door. Something truly disturbing.
Good morning, guys. It is literally 5 a.m. and I opened the back door to put some dry food out for the stray kitties. And there are people feet printed all over my deck in the snow. Do you see this? They start over there. And it like barefoot walks up to the table. There's nothing coming up to the... Maybe there is some coming up to the door. What? And I don't see any in the yard. What is this? I see them kind of coming out of the flower bed. They stop there. I thought maybe they would have walked off through that flower bed, but I don't see anything there. It's like one straight line from out in the yard up to the door, turned around towards the table, and then just stopped moving. That one has like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 toes. That's 6 toes. So is that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 16 degrees out. So is that one.
All right, I'm not sure where she's getting 6 toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They do appear to have 6 toes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 16 degrees out. I have not gone outside yet. My cat came and woke me up, hysterical, probably because there was some barefoot person on the deck. I'm just more concerned about like a mental health crisis because there's no reason to be out there barefoot.
Now, for obvious reasons, Kat is a bit freaked out. But she's also worried that someone might be experiencing a mental health crisis and is wandering around in the freezing cold with no shoes. She calls the police, but she's reassured that no one has been reported missing or lost, and there have been no reports of trespassers or break-ins in the area. Kat is concerned, but she's done all she can, and she just lets it go. But almost 2 weeks later, the mysterious footprints are back.
Okay, morning footprint update. Let me show you. This is the first time we've had snow since the initial footprint sighting.
I'm sorry. I just have a hard time believing that 6-toed footprints show up on your deck in the snow and you don't put a security camera up? Like at least a ring or a nest? I'm sorry. I just don't buy that.
Do you see that? They're barefoot again.
Oh, man, my ears hurt.
They're in a different spot than... Look at my shadow. So those prints are in a different spot than when we had prints before. Let's go downstairs. It is...
Yeah, they're deliberately left through the snow itself.
7 o'clock. I've been up since 4:30. I didn't look outside. I just came up here and then I opened the window to see if any of the stray cats were coming up to the door yet because I didn't feed them yet. I'm gonna stay right along the side so I don't interfere. Those are definitely very bare human feet, but there are not 6 toes on these.
They do have extraordinarily defined arches.
That I can tell. I don't know. No, those are very clear toes right there. So the house next door has nobody living in it, so I'm not sure why the prints would be coming from that deck.
Squatters?
Happy New Year.
Kat purchased 2 security cameras to monitor the outside of her home.
There we go.
But the mysterious barefoot stranger hasn't returned. Yet.
Probably because it's a person who saw the security cameras and decided against it.
So could this be something supernatural? Or is it something even scarier? A real person creeping around Kat's house in the middle of the night. Heads up, popular Chinese ghost hunter Xiaolong is back, this time investigating an abandoned school in China that is said to be extremely haunted. As his livestream audience watches, Xiaolong begins to hear unexplained noises from somewhere in the building. He's a little on edge as he goes to check out the strange sounds. What happens next is... just watch.
听见没？开回音呢。
It's just a plastic head. Just a plastic head.
Xiaolong gets the
So,
fright
no
of his
head?
life because of a plastic statue head. But luckily, Xiaolong delivers a good old-fashioned slap upside the head to put that statue back in line. But things are about to get a bit more serious.
Oh, I didn't even realize that it said near the woods in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I hate to tell you, but the state is named Penn's Woods. It's a lot of woods here.
And a bit more frightening. As Xiaolong explores deeper into the haunted school, this happens.
That's a good point in person. There are birth defects that could cause you to have 6 toes. You're telling me he didn't figure out a way in? What is that? Looks like a ball. Air pressure changes. The window is open.
我叫你玩儿，操你妈！我叫你玩儿。
Yeah, air pressure can't do those things.
我操！我操！我去你妈！
A small ball inside a classroom rolls across the floor by itself, so Xiaolong chucks it out a window. But then the lights hanging from the ceiling come crashing down, almost hitting Xiaolong. Now luckily the ghost hunter made it out safe, but he's not done just yet. Inside one of the school's many rooms, he finds a dirty old mirror. And this is when his exploration takes a terrifying turn.
He took his sweet time getting up to turn around, I'll say that much.
我去你妈逼！我
Dude needs to get a new hobby.
我操！
You know, that's a good point. It could very well be his own shadow. From the light hitting the mirror and reflecting back. It could be his own shadow. I think you're right. I think that's absolutely what it is.
我去你妈逼！我
That's embarrassing. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll show the ghost, all right. Oh boy.
我操你妈！ 你妈了个逼！你妈了个逼！
It's not there this time, but all right, I don't see a face looking through the window.
我操你妈呀！操你妈！你哪里来了？ 我操！
In the mirror's reflection, someone can be seen standing behind Xiaolong.
On this one, I'm leaning towards either he had a companion in there with him or it was a trick of the light.
But when he swings around in terror, there's no one there. After an attempt at kicking and flailing at the invisible entity, Xiaolong finds that the reflection of the figure has disappeared. But now he spots a shadowy face peeking in from a window, and a heavy closet comes crashing down right in front of him. The activity is becoming a little too intense, so Xiaolong decides to leave and ends his live stream.
Ending your live stream early. That's minus 1,500 from his social credit score, at least.
You can see even more terrifying moments from this ghost hunt over on the YouTube channel.
I have had a weird ghost encounter.
Door
this is almost over, so I'll tell about it in just a second.
Along.
Then I'll give you guys a preview of the video coming out tomorrow. Isn't that fun? Not the Lore Lodge video, the video for this channel. But here, yeah, so I've mentioned it on a few occasions. Let me go ahead and pull this over here so I can bring up the studio. Yeah, so I've got 75,000 views on this channel now. That's kind of cool. Back when I was in high school, my friends and I were all playing a game we called Infection. And actually, I think I can... Can I set it to... It's currently set to private. I would like to watch it. Not sure if it'll let me do that in full quality, but we'll see. We'll see. Certainly doesn't look like it's going to. Yes?
I have made an interesting discovery.
What is it?
One of them took a very large poopy outside.
Which one? They did eat between that poop and now, though.
True.
I maintain the indoor poop could have been either dog.
That's true. I agree. Shake.
Shake. Anyway, back to the ghost story I was telling. So, when I was in high school, my friends and I were playing Infection, which was, you know, if you've ever played the Halo or Call of Duty Modern Warfare version, it's that kind of thing. And we were probably 17 or 18 at the time. And if you've been around a while, you've probably heard me tell this story. But we were probably 17 or 18 at the time. And I was hiding in the backyard of an abandoned house in our neighborhood. It wasn't like run down or anything, just nobody lived there. So the entire time, by the way, that I was a child, nobody lived in this house. A couple of people moved in when I was a freshman in college, moved out when I was a sophomore in college. A couple others moved in when I was a junior in college, moved out when I was a senior in college. So, you know, that's a little weird, isn't it? Anyway, hanging out in that backyard, and I see my friend Tommy, who's one of the people who's infected, run past in his yard. So I know it's not him. And then, as I forgot to mention this aspect, as I had walked into the yard, there was an old plastic lawn chair just sitting in the driveway. I was like, all right, whatever. So I go past the lawn chair, I crouch down in the corner, and I'm waiting there when Tommy runs by, and then I notice the temperature's gotten a little colder, and I'm thinking, you know, it's like almost 11 at night. It's probably just getting colder throughout the day. Not a big deal. And then I hear a noise. I hear something clattering just behind me, like something was thrown across the driveway. And I turn around, and the plastic lawn chair is not where the plastic lawn chair had been. No. Plastic lawn chair is about 5 yards away on the other side of the driveway. So I'm not vibing with that, to be honest. Like, I mean, obviously, who's vibing with the chair getting thrown? I think at first it's one of my friends, but I look around and none of my friends are there. So I realize, it's probably probably the house is haunted, because of course it is. And I turn around and I'm like, all right, I got a couple options. I can leave peacefully, or I can not be a pussy and I can tell the ghost to heck right off. So I turn around and I look at the house and I yell, you know, a ghost. Fuck off. And as those of you who have heard the story before know, I heard every single door in that house slam simultaneously. And you know, there's you can hear the difference between one door slamming and approximately 12 doors slamming. I heard a whole bunch of doors slam at once, and up in the attic window, I could see what looked like a female figure. Couldn't tell you how old. I assumed kind of younger. But yeah, I did not vibe with it. I can tell you that much. Did not like that sound, not like that feeling. Promptly left, asked my friends if, you know, if they'd ever had any sort of weirdness with that house. And we all had. I mean, you looked into obviously, families moving in and out that quickly is odd, because it wasn't being rented, it was being sold. The other weird thing is, there were a number of other weird things, but one of the other ones that immediately comes to mind is that if you looked into the basement, this is a house that had not been occupied for at least a decade. Those typically, while the power lines are still connected, and sometimes you can even turn, like, even sometimes the electricity is even on, there was nobody in the house, and it should have been disconnected from the power lines. Or at least there should have been no electricity running into the house. I don't know how power lines work. All I know is that there was nobody in that house. But in the basement, the lights were on. So, you know, wasn't ideal. Wasn't my favorite thing that I've ever experienced. But if I could... Is there a way for me to pull this up so that it's actually visible really quick? I think I can change this to... Save it as unlisted for now. So I can click it. Oh, I gotta hit save. You know, I don't know that it'll fix the quality anyway, so... Let's pull this bad boy over here so you guys can see it. Boom. Why can't you see it? Oh, right, because the screen capture is set to that. So let's set it to this. There we go. Problem solved. Ready? All right, you guys have successfully wasted at least 2 hours of in-game time. Can we please...
I'm just making sure we go the right way.
was on. I probably should have expected that one. Damn you! Damn you! It's very quiet. Please don't.
So basically,
All right.
whoever's watching on the monitor, like if they see us about to get fucking killed, they can pull us out.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
You got some tactile keys there, my guy.
Yeah, who is that? Alright.
Oh, all quiet on the western front.
What? Guys, wait! I don't know where they went. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm going in armed to the teeth.
Hello.
No, I didn't mean to do it. Ah, I didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What did you do?
I never did figure out the zap gun. Hey! Oh, wait. This is a good part. Here we go. This is what I was looking for.
Choosing?
Vented and have 3 full days again.
That's what I'm thinking. But
Yeah.
like, let's
Are
go
you
in.
choosing ritualistic suicide?
Oh, that's deeply unfortunate. Hey! 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 Hey!
You can use the teleporter.
I can't. Well, I mean, is it gonna bring you back in? By the way, this is the YouTube preview version, so the actual video is much higher quality. In terms of, like, resolution. God, it worked. Come on, let me hit. No.
I'll choose my own fate.
Oh, no. Oh, don't do that. Oh, and there it goes. I'm not getting vented.
Oh,
I didn't even have to.
He heard us.
I
from
didn't
behind.
even have to unmute myself in Discord for him to do it. Were you guys gonna tell me to jump off?
Yeah.
I literally said this is your inner conscience.
There's a turret right here.
Yeah, I see that.
Where? So run past it quick.
No. Are we sure this was the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Turret right there. Oh boy! Bug! Go! I can't run. I had to drop my shit.
Are they right below us?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, here.
Oh my god, I didn't realize it was so on top of my nose.
Oh god, this is so unfortunate. I have hoarding bugs, guys. I have multiple hoarding bugs. So yeah, that's what tomorrow's video is. It comes out at 6:30 p.m. right before the stream, so you'll catch it directly between our video on Brian Schaefer on the Lore Lodge and just before the Helldrinkers stream, which, by the way, come to tomorrow night's stream, because we are playing Helldivers, but every time we die, we're going to take a drink. I don't anticipate that we will be fully coherent by hour 3. So yeah. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I've actually seen the super chat number get smaller because it's the last 30 days. So as time goes on, I haven't streamed much at all the last couple weeks, so that's why. But I just see the super chat number on my screen going down, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm making less money than I was before. Anyway, yeah. So. This is going to be a lot of fun. We've got some Helldivers videos that are going to be coming soon. Hopefully we'll have at least one of these a month. The more you guys watch, the more I can pay PJ, and then the more PJ can make videos. So yeah, that's that. But the stream will start at 7 p.m. This will go live at 6:30. I will be there to hang. So yeah. And Lost Bride, you can share a link to it. Feel free. You know, go ahead and comment the name of the channel and all that so people can do it. But all right. I will, Hermeticism videos went working on it. We got some stuff in the works. Part of the problem is that, when we do the more kind of out there topics, I should say, when we stray away from the, you know, missing persons mystery style stuff, We tend to get very few views as compared to the rest of our content, so we like to kind of intersperse that. Like, even the Bigfoot video from last week didn't do great. So, McPherson, for the stream, probably not, but if you hop into the Midnight Squadron Discord, I've been streaming with people from the Discord. Not streaming, but I've been playing with people from the Discord pretty frequently. Lost Barai, you got what I meant. I didn't know if you always use the same channel for personal versus work. Anyway, point is, yes, if you want to play Helldivers, whenever I'm playing and I don't have my actual like group of friends to play with, I go and I pop something into the Discord, the Midnight Squadron chat. So go pop yourself into Midnight Squadron. You just need the Helldivers role. You can grab it from the roles channel. And yeah, that's it. So, didn't David Politis stop Mr. Ballin from posting 4-on-1? I think David Politis got upset with him about it. I don't know that he told him to stop or precisely what the deal was. I don't know the details. You know, Mr. Ballin's situation is a little bit different than mine. Mr. Ballin was basically just taking David Politis' story and then telling it, which, you know, I actually don't see any problem with personally, since he was giving Politis credit and telling him where to buy the books and posting links to the books and all of that. So I don't know, David, you know, I don't know what the situation was there. I wasn't really involved. I was very much new. So, you're banned from that Discord? How did you get banned? What's your Discord username? So, or like, if Pumpkin Bear is still here, then she can probably, yeah, there she is. Pumpkin Bear, can you interact with McPherson and try and figure out why he got banned, or ask Whiskey Wombat for me or something like that? What is, and M22 Locust said, what is the intro outro theme? That is an original track by Kalen Kennedy, who is one of the frequent viewers of this channel. He designed it for us a few years ago, and we've used it ever since. We love it. Tennis Elbow 118. All right, I will copy that and pop it into the mod forum. The hell is the managers? There we go. Why did we ban? All right, there we go. I will figure out what's going on here. Oh, you know why you got banned? Well, then I don't know what to tell you. But let me talk to the mod team and we can discuss it. You know, I might end up starting a separate Helldivers Discord. I just don't really want to run it, so we'll see. But anyway, point is, it's 9:05 p.m. We are 5 minutes over stream time, so I must bid you adieu. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys. I didn't see the Totally Not JMO one for $2. I believe it's coming back March 31st. It's either the 24th or the 31st. I haven't decided which yet. We've got to get some stuff built. But once it's built, good to go. See you guys.